We begin our annual NFL Draft review here with Phil Savage, the Executive Director of the Reese's Senior Bowl. We'll start in the first round, obviously, and we get to start with the first pick.
Yeah, Rob, for the fifth time in Reese's Senior Bowl history, a quarterback went #1 from our game, of course, going all the way back to Terry Bradshaw and Steve Bartkowski in the 70s, spin forward to David Carr and Carson Palmer in the early 2000s, and Baker Mayfield goes #1 overall to the Cleveland Browns. Look, their directors of personnel, their general manager, John Dorsey, they were not in the league last fall, but they were publicly touting how good they thought Baker Mayfield could be. And finally, they get in a position to make that choice, and Baker Mayfield is headed to Berea, Ohio.
So we're breaking down into the categories, our biggest bump in terms of like how they performed during the pre-draft process from our game specifically.
Well, of course, Marcus Davenport, the defensive end from UT San Antonio, he was only known among scouts that actually went to school during the fall. We invited him to the Reese's Senior Bowl. He performed well here and continued to get better and had his best performance on Saturday in the game. New Orleans Saints moved from 27th to 14th, give up a #1 pick for 2019 to get a pass rusher that they think can make a difference. And the truth of it is, Bradley Chubb from NC State and Marcus Davenport were really the two most prominent defensive ends for the 4-3, and after that it really fell off, and that's why the Saints made that move.
So you think he can provide some immediate help? Who else out of our top 6 picks will provide immediate help to the team?
Well, Frank Ragnow, of course, went #20 overall to the Detroit Lions. You don't draft a center in the first round unless you think he's going to play either center or guard as a starter. So he's going to be in the lineup. You know, Frank was a tremendous player at Arkansas. Was here for our week, wasn't able to play in the game. And then, of course, Isaiah Wynn gets drafted by the New England Patriots a few choices later, and the Patriots announced him as a tackle. We'll see, most forecast him as a Pro Bowl level guard, but with Nate Solder signing with the Giants in the offseason, they announced Isaiah Wynn as a tackle, so he might in fact stay at tackle where he played last year for Georgia.
Best value pick.
Well, I think the guy that's going to have the most value, maybe of all of our first-rounders, is going to be Rashad Penny, the running back from San Diego State. He goes at the late first round to the Seattle Seahawks. They were looking for a back. You know, they haven't really been the same team since Beast Mode. Marshawn Lynch moved on from the Seahawks. So Rashad Penny is going to be a factor as a ball carrier and a receiver, and we're just so proud of him in terms of what he accomplished here and now being a first-rounder with the Seahawks.
And as we look at all these round by round of the draft, you're going to pick out a spotlight player. Since we are down to one player left, I guess we know who your spotlight player is.
Well, it's going to be Josh Allen,
okay,
who is the quarterback from Wyoming. There's a lot of speculation he'd go #1 overall or in the top 3. He started to slide down the board on Thursday night. The Buffalo Bills had made 2 trades. They had moved to 12 back in the spring, and now they jumped to #7, and they take Josh Allen from Wyoming. The spotlight won't be on him as much as it'll be on the front office in terms of, do they redshirt him for the entire season? How well does A.J. McCarron play and hold on to that job? And ultimately, when will Josh Allen go into the lineup for the Buffalo Bills?